The official patch notes are in. As I mentioned in my video that I just launched a little bit ago, I shared everything with you that I knew, but I want to dive into the patch notes right now as well, so we can really see what's going to be going on inside of the game. We're going to start off right here. Witness the dark rebirth in Tristram Cathedral. Intimidating shadows looming near wish to snap your sanity, adventurer. Will you waver in their presence? All right, so we know that this is coming out on September 21st. What we're really doing right now is looking at all the information that we gained this week and seeing which of it was true and which of it is not true. Here's the codex for today, everything that we're going to be looking at. We will be getting into all of this throughout this video. If you want to know exactly what to come or what is to come inside of this update on the 21st. Tristram Cathedral Dungeon and main quest. Now, I mentioned last night that we would be seeing the Butcher inside of this one, which I know is a huge excitement to many of us, especially my friend Red October. He told me about 2 months ago that he wishes he saw the Butcher inside of this game, and when I heard that it was coming, I just thought of him. Reports of Wortham suggest the townsfolk are having peculiar dreams. Some have even disappeared during the night. Returning to Tristram Cathedral to investigate these disturbances will have you crossing cleavers with an old nemesis, the Butcher. There we go. It did come true. What I knew was legit. Let's go. Along with confronting a malicious enemy imbued with the power of Diablo himself. There he is, boys. The Butcher, finally in Diablo Immortal. That's what I am talking about. Your descent will be hindered by new, unsightly abominations, the Shardborn. These grotesque beings are the unfortunate result of the corrupted Worldstone. Shards penetrate their flesh of humans, reanimating the dead into lethal attackers and slowly decay the living until they're a twisted amalgamation of flesh. That's these guys right here. Check that out. Worldstone shards sticking out on them. I love this. Tread carefully when in their presence. The slightest exposure to the Worldstone shards will send them into a rapid craze. I love how they bring this story all together. I think they do a really nice job of it. Let's continue on. The Cult of Terror looks to unleash these nightmares upon Sanctuary, navigating treacherous locations such as the manor where the Mad King lost himself and the cathedral where Diablo was once confined will be paramount in keeping the burning hell's influence at bay. Sanctuary needs you, adventurer. To embark on this journey into the bowels of Tristram Cathedral, you must have completed the Ancient's Cradle main questline, beginning with Fare You Well and ending with Creation's Husk. And reach Hell Difficulty 3. Shouldn't be too hard to get to Hell Difficulty 3. There is so much new stuff. I love all the new artwork for this stuff too. Let's go. Alley of Blood. What is this all about? Is this the new PvP mode, the new Shadows vs. Immortals? Alley of Blood is the new team-based, single-lane PvP activity changing how Shadow clans prove themselves in Shadow War and how they clash against Immortals for bonuses in the new Vigil of Blades component of the Cycle of Strife. A variant of Valley of Blood is also available to play during a new limited-time event. In Alley of Blood, teams will battle teams will battle fiercely over hallowed ground, aiming to overpower the opposing team by demolishing their sentry towers and ultimately destroying the base of their operations, their Crystal Heart. Remember, we spoke of the crystal on one side and on this side, fighting to get to those and destroy them. In cases where both teams are evenly matched and neither Crystal Heart is destroyed, the winner is decided by the team with the more remaining structures and overall team performance. Your team won't be in this fight alone. Massive Sacred Guardians seek to triumph over their adversary as well as spawn to attack the enemy's Sacred Guardian Sentry Tower and Crystal Heart. These stone behemoths deal massive damage, so you'll want to clear a path for them. All right, so it looks like it's a PvEVP. There's going to be enemies that are going to try and take down the heart as well, which you need to defend and protect your heart from. This is going to be cool. And as they said, it seems like there's going to be an event going on as well, so we can kind of test this out. And there is an image of it. That is possibly the crystal. These are the guys that you have to kind of defend off the crystal, as well as other true players. We have to decide your role. Specialist skills. We spoke about this morning as well. The new skills that you're going to be able to choose from. We are going to go into all of them right now. Because there's only one lane to victory, teams will need to coordinate their efforts to outsmart their foes and specialize their fighting style. Before a match begins, players will pick one of the following specialist skills to add to an additional skill slot. Teams can't have more than 2 players per skill category. Okay, so 2 players per skill category. But those players can select the same sub-skill. These skills are unique to Alley of Blood and can only be used in this activity. So here are those skills, starting with Focus. Anguish Brand. Mark one enemy player for 6 seconds. The marked enemy will drop one of their champion's marks every 5% life they lose. When the mark expires, the enemy takes damage equal to 30% of life lost while marked. Stone Hex bestows a curse upon a target enemy player, turning them to stone and making them vulnerable to attacks from from friends or foes. So they could actually be attacked by their friends as well. No friendly fire. Or that is friendly fire. The curse lifts after 6 seconds. I like Focus. We have Siege. Guardian's Call. Summon a single guardian that will move forward, attacking enemy sacred guardians and structures. The player must stay within proximity of the guardian or it will stand still. Very cool. So you could have a little, it's like a golem from the Necromancer tank, or at least that's what it sounds like. Siege Weapon. Summons a turret at the player's location that prioritizes targeting enemy structures, dealing area of effect damage where it strikes. The turret self-destructs after 8 seconds. Siege sounds fun. We have Skirmish. Dwindlemerc releases a fan-shaped blast of fog. Enemy players affected by the fog have their max life decreased by 20% and their size and damage are decreased by 50%. This effect lasts for 6 seconds. Executioner's Glare fires a torrent of energy in a line that pierce across the map, deals damage to all enemies hit, and players with less than 10% life are killed instantly. And then we have Support. Blessing of Momentum. I was hoping for a healing one. Is this it? Grants teammates immunity to loss of control and increase their attack speed for 4 seconds. And Justice Shield. Generate a wall at the target location that absorbs projectiles that hit its front, lasts for 6 seconds. That's that absorbing shield we see right here. I really was hoping for some type of a healing skill so we could have like a healer class. But it's okay that we don't have that. This is kind of what the support class is going to be doing. The key to greatness. Champion's Marks. Cutting down the enemy's team forces doesn't just bring you satisfaction in Alley of Blood, it also brings power to your character in the form of Champion's Marks. These shiny symbols of strength can be picked up after they drop and destroyed, and from destroyed sacred guardians and felled players. You can have a maximum of 99 marks, with each one increasing your power and character size. But beware, upon your death, you'll drop a portion of your marks for the enemy to scoop up. So as you get more kills, it seems you get more powerful. That's cool. Oh, we have some tips for the Alley of Blood. Let's go. Let's go. Sentry towers defend themselves and deal damage to guardians in their proximity. First, then the player. So it'll attack the guardians, then the players. Towers prioritize dealing damage to players who attack a player allied to the tower while within the tower's proximity. Should you die in Alley of Blood, you'll be automatically resurrected after a period. Resurrection time increases as the match progresses, just like Battlegrounds. Heal potions are replaced with a bandage to self-heal. The bandage has a 60-second cooldown, like we know from PvP. And everyone starts the match with a 5-second boost to movement speed. Now, that's kind of nice as well. I like that. As we mentioned previously, Alley of Blood can be played in 2 styles. The 8v8 fashion in Shadow War, and a 4v4 fashion in the limited time event. So what is this going to do? How is this going to change how our Shadow Wars are? Now you have, 30 players, 40 players hopping in, or 30 players hopping in and fighting it out. Now you're going to have to really select the players that engage in this. It's not going to be all hands on deck anymore. You're going to have to choose your 8 strongest. I like that. Come out on top in 8v8 Shadow War. Alley of Blood will become the new way in which Shadow War is waged, so it looks like the old way will be gone. The game goes for the new Vigil of Blades component of Cycle of Strife. The schedule for Shadow War and now clan members can decide which match to engage in are undergoing changes as well. Here is a new weekly schedule. And you can see right there, different times. Tuesday 9 server time, Thursday 7:30 server time, preliminary round matches commence and winners and losers are determined. And Saturday at 7:30 p.m. server time, final round matches commence. Ugh. Saturday at 7:30 p.m. That's legit when I'm like doing family stuff. It's the worst. Previously, it was the clan leader who would decide which Shadow War matches their players could compete in. Now, clan members can join any Shadow War match that their clan is eligible to participate in. And a developer's note, we observed that the queue times for Shadow War were quite lengthy because clan leaders had to assign their members to matches one by one. We believe this change will decrease queue times for Shadow War and take some strain off clan leaders. Additionally, the structure of Shadow War is also changing. Clans are now divided across multiple groupings based upon their clan's classification, and the matches themselves are broken into 4 categories: eminent, exalted, famed, and proud. Clans can battle in anywhere between 3 to 12 matches and receive points for their win based on the category of the match. In the event nobody from the opposing team shows up by the start of the match, you'll win by default. Wow, there's a lot in this update because there's a lot more that we still need to get through as well. Vigil of Blades. Cast your blade into the fray to bring glory to the faction. After Shadow War concludes and before Rite of Exile, the most prominent Shadow clans will face off in an 8v8 battle against the Immortals in the Alley of Blood. Bring everything you've got and do it and do not relent. The faction with 2 wins out of 3 will walk away with a bonus to their damage and health for fighting the Rite of Exile. Vigil of Blades will only occur during the first 3 weeks of the new Immortal faction. That's pretty cool. We're also introducing 2 ways that anyone can be involved in the Vigil of Blades: Challenge of the Immortal and Rite of Exile, the prediction system, and spectator mode. We spoke of spectator mode, which I think is great. In the new Cycle of Strife tab within the faction menu, players can see the status of the conflict between Shadows and Immortals and cast their prediction for who will come out on top. Any player who casts a prediction will receive rewards, and those who predict correctly will receive a sweet bonus reward. Now, moving on. Everyone can showcase their talents in the Alley of Blood event. From the 21st of September to October 5th, server time, a 4v4 version of the Alley of Blood will be available to players. This event is especially good for those new to Diablo Immortal because the rules of engagement listed below, but it's also great for players who don't participate in the Cycle of Strife or want some extra experience playing Alley of Blood. Here are the rules of engagement. All characters will be set to level 60. Balanced playing field. The rank of legendary gear and set gear will be set to 1, and the rank of all legendary gems in your character will be set to 10. That's fun. You get to actually feel what the gems are feeling like. Bonuses from the following event are disabled as well: Resonance, Clans and Warbands, Normal Gems and Charms, Reliquary bonuses, Stances, and Paragon specializations. So remember, your stances and how those essences affect your build, the final 2 stances will not. Those final 2 spots. Playing an Alley of Blood event can net you some helpful rewards such as crafting materials, battle points, legendary items, and normal gems. You must be level 30 or higher to play the event. Now we have 3 new legendary gems incoming. Let's see what they are. Experiment with these gems. 3 new have joined the lineup. Experiment with these gems to discover new synergies to make your characters build all better and great. Okay, here we go. All of them here have been ranked up to rank 10. This one is Eye of the Unyielding, rank 10. This is a 1-star gem. Conditional damage done is increased by 16%, and continual damage taken is reduced by 4. That's a nice one. Eye of the Unyielding. Wait a second. That was the Eye of Unyielding right there. That was it. Sorry, I read the page and not the stuff under it. Then we have the Viper's Bite, rank 10. This is a 2-star. Viper's Bite 2-star gem. Damaging enemies poisons them with Viper's Venom, causing them to take 45% base damage, plus 120 damage every second for 6 seconds. This is like Seeping Bile-ish. Enemies inflicted with the Viper's Venom also have their attack speed reduced by 6%. Cannot occur. I believe I would remove my Seeping Bile and put this Viper's Bite in there because I can then awaken the slot. And we have a new 5-star, the Void Spark 5-star gem. Dealing damage conjures a Void Spark for 6 seconds. While the Void Spark is active, dealing damage has a 30% chance of unleashing lightning that chains to a maximum of 8 nearby enemies, dealing 110% base damage. This is like a boosted lightning core. 446 to each enemy and increasing your attack speed by 16%. Lightning strikes can only trigger once every 1 second. That's still often. Conjuring the Void Spark can only occur every 20 seconds. Okay, so every 20 seconds that can occur. It's a solid one as well. Modify your drop rate, so you'll be able to, from September 21st to October 12th, modify your chances of getting these gems when you run Elder Rifts. Champions Revolt limited time event. The masses of Westmarch have grown restless. Time and again, their concerns are ignored by the monarch until they spark like kindling on the pyre. Enough is enough. It's time to take a stand. With torches raised and a lust for justice, the step out of the shadows will begin their revolt. From the 21st of September to October 5th, you can embark on Champions Revolt tasks which can be completed infinitely to receive Champions accommodations. You can have a total of 1,200 of them each week. Once you've gathered a sizable chunk, they can be exchanged for rewards such as gold, scrap, dust, legendary telluric pearls, and legendary crests. So essentially we're looking at another grind the game, get the rewards, and buy some additional stuff type mechanic. So you're getting rewarded again for doing stuff you would typically be doing. Oh, Battle Pass refresh. Shall we watch this? Because this is something that I have, not yet done. Let me prepare us for this. The Butcher. This is going to be the trailer that we definitely want to hear right here. So I'm going to come on over and we're going to go to this screen right here. We're going to play it in full screen. That looks nice. Oh. That's it? I was expecting more than that. Okay, I guess we're back here. That was just showing the Battle Pass. Meat is back to the menu. So this is all going to be meat themed because of the Butcher. I like that. The Battle Pass, October 26th, $5. That's the Battle Pass that I recommend you dive in on. If you utilize one, that's the one that I pick up. I do not pick up the $15 Battle Pass. Deathless Destiny Phantom Market. That video was such a tease for me. I was expecting like a whole dev video, and we got a 10-second Battle Pass video. Maybe it's down below. I don't know. All right, so we have another Phantom Market. Death was never part of your destiny. Get your time withered hands on the Deathless Destiny cosmetic set in our newest Phantom Market from September 21st to the 19th. Let the dark magic that forged the necrosis warding threats breathe longevity into your spirit. All right. This is going to be another one of those $170 cosmetic sets, unless if they rework the reroll prices. As you can see, you can get all of these down below. But the chances of getting what you actually want is right here. You have a 0.13% chance. It's essentially a 0.1% chance to get that first, which is really what you're trying to get. This is a cross-class cosmetic. Note the drop rates below are for the first draw only and will adjust to reflect. So it gets better and better as you go. But there's a 0.1%, 0.1% chance of getting this on your first roll. Recruit a Friend is back. That never seems to have been anything that was huge inside of the game for me. Hungering Moon is also back as well. We're going to be able to get more dungeon buffs and rewards through that. Fractured Plane is returning. Always love the Fractured Plane. Last time it was with the Blood Knight, and it was only Blood Knight. I wonder if now we can do it as our class. Oh, look at this. They changed it. In the place like Sanctuary, even those with the utmost mental fortitude can find themselves lost in unrelenting darkness, spread in the burning hells, broken, shattered, trapped in the deepest reckless of their mind, entering the fractured plane. So I was hoping it would say something about what class, but the 29th through the 6th, we've made some changes. The total number of levels has been reduced from 15 to 12, a little bit shorter. Challenge rooms have a higher chance of appearing. Cool, those are fun. Chaotic chests can be obtained repeatedly. Awesome. A note, we've received feedback starting that completing a run in Fractured Plane takes too long. To shorten the duration of each run, we've decreased the total number of levels, thus keeping the moment-to-moment action up and decreasing average run times. Our other intent is that this change, coupled with the increase of challenge rooms and repeatable chests, will create more moments of delight and intensity. That's cool. I like that they changed it up because that's what the players are wanting. Shady Stock is back. Trials of the Warrior. A true warrior measured by their title, but their feats. Add to your accolades 2nd through October 9th by completing daily challenge tasks to the Trials of the Warriors event. Okay, this is more stuff that you get just from participating in the game that you would normally and typically do. Again, here are the rewards that you get. You can get a legendary gem, 2 legendary items, 2 random legendary items, and a random set item, 3 random legendary items, and 1 random set item. And of course, the diamond tier will get you 3 random legendary items and 2 random set items. Gotta log in. Conqueror is back. All right, an ancient fighting pit has returned the 6th through the 13th. So as we said, the Trial of the Horde is going to go away. We're going to get Conqueror. Then Conqueror is going to go away. Then we're going to be getting Battle Royale back. 3 PvP modes, or 3 competitive modes, I should say, that are going to be cycling now. And we'll always have a new one coming. And when they bring new ones, they'll add them to the cycle. This is great. I love it that we're going to be getting this. Very cool. Perils of the Fen. Dangerous torrent of demonic destruction has flooded the murky waterways of Bilifin. All right, so we have this. Channel the arcane energy coursing through the mortal vessel to overcome the perils of the Fen limited time event, the 7th of October through the 15th. You'll receive rewards for doing what you typically do in the game again. See, they keep branding these towards like different events, but really it's all the same stuff. You just get rewards for doing things you typically do. Feature updates. Legendary gems can now be upgraded in smaller increments. Starting at rank 5, legendary gems receive smaller incremental upgrades when obtaining each duplicate copy of the gem. Instead of requiring the full set to upgrade to the next rank, this change does not lower the overall number of gems required to upgrade. All right, I'm curious to see how that's going to look. Will I get more power as I go with each implementation of a new gem, or will it just get put there and stashed in the gem, and then when I get them all, it's all done? We'll see. Skill interruption. Abilities with short cast times like the Crusader's Holy Banner and Fist of the Heavens will no longer be interruptible. That's a big buff for the Satyr. Random Dungeon Finder. We spoke of this. Essentially here, if you don't want to wait for dungeons, there's going to be a random dungeon queue, which are going to give additional rewards. I think double bonus rewards. And instead of waiting for the dungeon you want, you could get into this queue. You'll get a dungeon much quicker because everyone's going to be in that queue, and it'll put you with a random dungeon where people are already ready to queue up and go. This is great if you don't want to wait for dungeons. This is bad if you're looking to get a specific set item that you're running a particular dungeon for. But for people that don't want to wait, there you go. First kill of the day rewards. The rewards received for getting the first kill of the day are changing. This only applies to players who have achieved the first 7 or more first kills. Okay, so rare crest, a charm, random legendary item, 200 hilts, 5 aspirin keys, 1 random normal gem. Oh, you're getting a random legendary gem, a 1-star. That's nice. They're being a little bit more generous here. Rite of Exile. Immortal clans can now strive to earn a blessed reign by successfully defending the crown for 7 weeks. During the first 3 weeks of the reign, the top 3 Shadow clans and the Immortal clans will battle each other in the new Vigil of Blades game mode to earn the bonus to damage and life during the Rite of Exile in the remaining weeks of the reign. The faction that wins 2 of the 3 battles will gain +4 life and damage, which stacks up to 12% bonus when they win all 3 weeks. I like that. Battleground idle changes. We've increased the speed of the idle during Phase 2 of Battlegrounds in the Rite of Exile. The more players on the idle, up to 4, will increase the movement speed by up to 30%. Additionally, we reduced the time required to activate the idols at the beginning of Phase 2. Developers note. Overall, the goal is to help increase the rate of wins for attackers as they have fallen behind defenders against the total victories. All right, so it's always been, it's harder to win in Battlegrounds if you're an attacker than if you are a defender. They're trying to change that. The main area of improvement is centered around Phase 2 of the Battleground as its most contested phase of the match. Cool. Skills that provide the player with an untargetable status will no longer be able to push the idol. We'll be working through legendary essences in the future to ensure consistency, but right now the main offenders to fix are Sanguigate, Solemn Snare, Swarm of Bats, and Wrath Form. No. They're nerfing my Blood Knights and the Necro. When attackers successfully push the idol to the second to the end during Phase 2, there was a short delay between that and successfully completing the phase. These 2 events now occur at the same time. This prevents situations where attackers can push the idol to the end, but would still lose the match because the doors hadn't opened yet and more time hadn't been added to the clock. Okay. Honestly, I don't care so much, but for people that do Battlegrounds, this is probably a really nice fix. Immortal Vault defense rewards have been increased. You can now earn up to 200 hilts for successful defending the vault. The weekly cap has been increased to 1,400. Immortal daily quests have been updated and revamped to improve the overall player experience. Now, Immortal clan changes. Essentia is being removed from the game and will no longer be required as a resource for opening Keon's vault. As a result, Shadows and Immortals will now fight over vault supplies in the raid and defend the vault activities. Wow. Okay. Additionally, adjustments have been made to how Keon's ordeal interacts with Diades's blessing, so there will still be some initial conflict between the Shadows and the Immortals for this bonus. Lastly, the damage bonuses received by Shadows when they increase their individual rank, and for Immortals when they increase their reign, have been changed to progress at a more even rate between the factions. The damage bonuses have also been lowered with a new maximum benefit of 16%. Previously, it was 32%. Developers note, in our efforts to continue to make both sides of the cycle of strife appealing to players, we've evaluated several systems that interplay between the factions. We put a particular focus on improving the benefits of being an Immortal and making the progression of the Immortal and Shadow factions more evenly suited. We have the new cloaks that are coming. Check that out. Look at this cloak. I love this. This is a reward for being an Immortal. Let's see how we unlock them and how they stay if we keep them. Players can now unlock 2 new cosmetic and several new cloak options as part of the long-term progression as an Immortal. Once a player has reached certain cumulative milestone weeks as an Immortal, they will unlock several special rewards where their current reign ends. These cosmetics can be used by any class, regardless of current Immortal status. The most coveted cosmetic rewards will also require players to achieve the new Blessed Reign by defending their Immortal crown for 7 weeks. And this shows you when you get what. 4 weeks, Burning Cloak of the Resilient. 7 weeks, Immortal Veteran Cosmetic. 10 weeks, Burning Cloak of the Enduring. 14, Burning Cloak of the Defiant. I guess these are them going down. 28 weeks with 4 Blessed Reigns. Burning Cloak of the Unending. 42 weeks with 6 Blessed Reigns. Burning Cloak of the Eternal. I'm assuming that these are stackable on Immortal Reigns. We want players to strive to be Immortals. One of the unique aspects of being an Immortal is the faction-specific looks that they can wear. While we want to retain the identity of being an Immortal and keep these cosmetics bound to them, it felt appropriate to give players permanent cosmetics to strive for. There you go. I like that. Permanent cosmetics. Shadow Assembly. We've received lots of feedback from players unable to participate during Shadow Assembly for multitude of reasons. To allow more players to participate and earn daily rewards from the Shadow Assembly, it will be available from 12 to 2 in addition to the original 7 to 9 server slot. So they're making it more widely available. Nice. Shadow War. Start times are being pushed back to 7:30, and the participation phase is being reduced. Oh, the preparation phase reduced to 5 minutes. That's good. We want to allow more time for players to participate in Shadow War, and we believe pushing the start time back should allow for increased participation. Let's hope. Cross our fingers. Shadow Daily Quests. Shadows now have 21 tasks to complete each week instead of 3 each day. That's nice. Elder Rifts. We're adding 8 new Elder Rift modifiers. Oh, nice. Chain Reaction. Some enemies are unstable and explode upon taking damage. Combo. Activate the empowered skill to refresh the cooldown. Crusher. Molten boulders crush anything in their path. Instability. Unstable portals appear throughout the rift. Enter at your own risk. Flurry. When damaging enemies, gain stacks of Flurry, which increase your attack speed. Rampage. Your ultimate ability is replaced with Rampage, causing you to rush forward, damaging enemies until you collide with the surface. Minefield. Damaging mines are armed throughout the rift. Stepping on them causes them to explode after a brief delay, dealing damage to anything inside the area. And Endless Treasure. A special treasure goblin appears in the rift that drops rewards each time it takes damage. Endless Treasure. I wonder if that treasure goblin never goes away. That would be pretty cool. Unlocking new zones. The difficulty required to unlock certain zones and dungeons has been changed. Storm Point requires Hell difficulty 1. Dead Reaver Dungeon requires 2. And Ancient's Cradle will require Hell difficulty 3. Hero's Journey. We're getting some new rewards for participating in Hero's Journey. To unlock chapters 5 and 6 of current Hero's Journey, you cannot progress towards the activities in these chapters without completing the previous ones. Here are the 5 rewards. Here are the 6 rewards. We have something changing here with warbands, and wow, this is a very in-depth update. Players that are behind on Warband Ancestral Tableau will now receive bonus points to help them catch up to other players. Players that are just starting will receive up to a 5% bonus that will increase as they get closer to the limit. Additionally, players no longer need to be in a warband to participate in defense of the castle and purge the depths. Both activities can now be accessed in Westmarch through Valsis, the Warband Steward. That's cool. So you don't even need to be in a warband to do those warband activities. Are they lightening up the need for warbands at all? Castle Defense. The time it takes to complete rounds in the Krieger Endless mode has been decreased. The Bestiary, Heraldric Bestiary, unveil 12 new pages of your Bestiary, covering the demons of the Hearthrot Heliquary and the new threads of Ancient's Cradle. UI changes to Immortal Treasury rewards. We're making a series of updates to the Immortal Vault experience, including additional UI support. Vault items will now be available for selection during Sunday and delivered on Monday during the reset at 3 a.m. server time. Contribution for the week will end Sunday at 3 a.m. local server time, allowing players to know their exact ranking on the Sunday when they select their desired items. Players with the highest contribution will be placed at the top of the list, making it easier to see who is poised to win. Items that were stolen from the vault will no longer be displayed. Prodigy's Path. The major update introduces a seasonal Prodigy's Path. The Prodigy's Path refreshes every season. This will be available on October 6th, 3 server time, to January 6th, 3 server time. The seasonal Prodigy's Path unlocks when players reach Paragon level 140. Players can win rewards by increasing 5 levels every time. So this means if you purchase the Prodigy's Path to get the extended rewards, the new Prodigy's Path will probably be taking place of the second one, which is now the initial one. Now we have 2, 3, 4. This may be now 3, 4, and 5. So if you don't want to miss out on those rewards forever, you should buy that now. It actually may be something that I do. We have some miscellaneous things. The loadout slots in the armory have increased from 5 to 10. Well, that's nice. The capacity of gems in your inventory has been upgraded to 80 from 40. Players now have a 30% damage reduction bonus in the Accursed Tower matches. Reward chests in the dungeon runs with 4 players will now automatically open. That's great too. New servers will provide players with an experience bonus until they reach max level. The bonus begins 2 weeks after the server goes live. They're starting new servers. Why are they starting new servers? Is it only for new players, or can veteran players join and transfer to new servers? That's interesting, and that was just snuck in here in miscellaneous. Below, you'll find region-specific updates. The auxiliary gem inlay. Remember we spoke about this? This was in actually one of the data mines. Players can place an auxiliary legendary gem into an already equipped legendary gem. The original gem's affix will be replaced with the new auxiliary gem at rank 1. So the effect that you get from your gem can be changed based on this embedding, this auxiliary gem. And we have a bunch of bug fixes. I will tell you what, this was a very large update with a lot of information that we went through today. It sounds like, it just sounds awesome. This update is literally massive. And I love that the Butcher is going to be here. Let me know your thoughts on this entire update in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, because when more information comes out, I'll be bringing it to you. And who knows, I may be even going live when this update drops so we can all experience it together. I'll see you guys later on today.